They don't conduct them. And Richard Onyonka had no authority or power to say what he said in this statement. And once I go back to Nairobi, I intend to take up with the Minister of Foreign Affairs on this particular issue, because it has caused a lot of confusion among Kenyans in the diaspora. So what's the decision we have to have made? I said in our meeting, in all our meetings in Washington, in Boston, in North Carolina, that we understand Kenyans in the diaspora's need. What you need most is you want to have a fully automated electoral process. You want to vote, you want to register online and also vote online if possible. Failing that, you want to also ask to expand as much as possible the points of voter registration and voting, not just at one polling station, but at all the major cities where you're based. Now, we have to understand that it's a very costly exercise for the Commission to conduct this particular exercise, and also that the Constitution says that these rights will be realized progressively. Now, in Minnesota, I took a lot of time to explain why that term used progressively, meaning gradually. We are going to reach at a point in time when you are going to eventually vote for even all the positions in Kenya, and even from the comfort of your homes or your offices. But I don't know which part of the word progressive is not very clear, or was not very clear to those audience in Minnesota, because I was completely misunderstood or deliberately. I will call actually intellectual dishonesty what happened in Minnesota, that article. And so we understand that your need is to have a very easy way to be able to vote, to register and to vote. But again, like I said, we just have a new constitution. If you watch the IFES event in this week, I know some Kenyans who are in the audience, and others may have been watching online. And the American chief of party in Nairobi, Mike Yard, said there's too much expectation, too little time, and too much to be done. And he really captured in a very short 4 statements what actually we are facing in the country. Too much expectation, not only in Kenya itself, but also from you, Kenyans who are living abroad. So we are in the unfortunate position of having to make decisions which are sometimes unpopular. But I think we have to make decisions. We better have a decision rather than not having one, even if it's a bad one or an unpopular one. But we are going to make one. And still, you as Kenyans, we have got a judicial review mechanisms. If you are happy with it, you can always challenge the Commission where you think we have gone wrong. But we are seeking for your understanding. We have decided as a Commission that we are going to allow you to vote. So the rumors that you will not vote should not at all be there at all. I want to make it very clear. The Commission has made a policy decision that you are going to vote. That's the first point. Of course, we have talked to political parties in Kenya and other senior political leaders in the country. And they have also given us their own opinion about what they think about the diaspora vote. And quite a number of them have actually advised caution and care on how we handle the diaspora vote. So we have decided that you are going to vote. That's the first point. The second point is that you're going to vote, so you're going to register at at embassies, high commissions, and consulates. I want to repeat, you will register to vote at high commissions, embassies and consulates. Number 3, you will vote for presidential elections only and national referendums, if and when they occur, for now. And finally, we are going to employ officers in the embassies other than ambassadors and deputy ambassadors in those missions. So, for example, we employ the immigration officer, for example, as an election officer for purpose of voter registration. So those are the key issues. You will vote for presidential elections and referendums. We are going to register you as voters, and you're going to vote at embassies, high commissions, and consulates. Of course, embassies sometimes may not have the facilities or the space to enable you to vote there. That's now something which you're going to agree with the embassy in terms of hiring a facility where you can conduct the voting. But that is the policy of the Commission, that you will have to physically go in person to register. Of course, you must be qualified as a voter. You must be a Kenyan citizen. You must have a valid Kenyan passport or identity card. You must be a person of 18 years and above. You must be a person of sound mind. You should not have been convicted of an election offense. Those all requirements which apply to Kenyan voters also apply to you. So those are the key areas that we have decided and resolved as a Commission. And so what has appeared in the media on the Standard is a complete misinformation. We are not at all in talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs on any other way except the way that we have proposed. We have got 47 high commissions, embassies, and consulates around the world, and our voting, voter registrations and voting will be around these areas. So I think, and this is just progressive. It's progressive. It can change in the next elections or the next time, because we will be then perfecting the election process. Of course, we have the issue was raised on whether you're going to vote early before the election date itself, what we call early voting, for yourselves, for members of the security services who are guarding election materials and election officers, and members of staff of the election who are taking part in the elections. That is something which we are going to discuss in the Commission, whether we are going to have early voting, and if so, whether we will keep the ballot papers without having to count them, or we have to count them and announce the results. That's still pending. We have not discussed that issue, but I think it's very important for Kenyans now to know that that is where we have reached in terms of the policy of the Commission. And I would like to engage with you on how we can actualize, implement this policy for these first elections. Of course, like I said, the second elections, we are going to have a different, totally different ball game. We have to fully embrace the ICT. We have to expand the voting points, expand the voter registration points, but that is for the future. For now, that is the decision. I understand and I know this is not a very popular decision. Just like the day we announced the election date, 4th of March, Kenyans were expecting a December date. But sometimes we have to make the hard decisions, the hard choices. And you have to, we take all the flack for that. But even that, as you know very well, we are compelled by circumstances to go that route, because there was no agreement by the two principals to resolve the coalition this year. And therefore we have to go with the other option in the court ruling, which required us to hold elections within 60 days from the time the parliament's term ends. And therefore, please I want to open discussions, Ambassador and Vice Chair. You can maybe put in anything else that you feel I have left out. But I mean, you can see that I'm here as Vice Chair, the Chairperson. The Vice Chairperson is here. The Commissioner, the Ambassador Zibo is here. So this is the, you cannot get it any higher than this level in the Commission. This is the end of it. This is where the buck stops in terms of this decision. And so, if you think we can make it happen, let's talk about it. If you are unhappy with it, please be assured. I'm sure there's a lawyer in the team. You have a right under the Constitution to challenge the Commission. There she is. A picture always pops up when I'm going online and reading the papers. Very good advertisement. In Kenya now we are also allowed to advertise. Good for us. Now that's what we have decided. And so please, I want to assure you that this is not meant to intentionally disenfranchise any member of Kenyans in the diaspora. It is because of the time factor, the cost element, and the fact that we have to do these things progressively. So with those very many remarks, I want to thank you very much for your time. And maybe we will just reverse our chairs and look at you. We can engage and answer your questions or comments. Thank you very much.